So, I wanted to start a new army, and all was going well until I started to actually paint them. They are very detailed and have lots of cool additions and bits that are unfortunately rather fragile. Just from dry brushing, things started snapping off. This has been a pain in my arse on previous projects, but not to this prolific extent. Printing Tyranids, for example. The gargoyles, their little spindly digits where they extend beyond the wing membrane, was a prime one. But overall, the Tyranids are pretty chonky fellows, and so this was rare. Blood Angels, again, iron halos, chains, oaths of moment, they're all vulnerable to breaking off. On my Death Core of Krieg, it was always antenna that broke off. But whatever, I don't know, I guess they go Wi-Fi. But my Lord's Solar Proxy kept snapping at the delicate single horse legs that support the entire model. Also, his sword got broken off, but that let me print up something a little more impressive and sturdy and swap it out. Oh, and my stand bearer also got smashed, so I'll be working on finding a replacement. Now that I've been painting more, maybe something with a little more flair.
I don't really like talking about my flair.
Okay.
Now, my Frozen Mighty 8K was my first printer, and it has been doing tons of work, printing Tyranids, Death Core of Krieg, and Blood Angels. But now these dredge figures that are a Death Guard proxy, they have tons of coral and chains and other delicate details that are guaranteed to pop off during painting, or in transit, or just from playing them. If I'm going to invest time and effort printing, and especially painting, I'd like the models to actually have some longevity from durability. So, I saw an ad for RPG resin and how it is supposedly much less brittle. Okay, I tried it, and the prints failed. I asked online and got recommended ABS-like resins. I tried a couple of goes, but frustratingly couldn't get the settings to work. I posted in some groups seeking aid, and to say people were less than helpful was overstating it somewhat.
Tell us more, Mr. Science.
Wow, thanks for the assist, guys. I'd never have thought of doing that. Ugh. Now, my Mighty 8K, the screen is getting on in years and the resin vat is getting close to needing a new one. These two items are costly, so why not spend the extra and just get a new printer? Not quite government overspending.
First rule in government spending. Why build one when you can have two at twice the price?
But same sort of ballpark. But it also means spending a little more and getting a brand new printer compatible with the new ABS-like resins. The Elegoo Saturn 16K was 40% off on Amazon for some reason, so I ordered one and threw in some bottles of 2.0 and 3.0 Elegoo ABS-like resins. So, here we go.
What do you got there, Clarence, huh? Wait up! Whoa, a new toy! Can I play?
And we all like new toys, whether Cobra assault cannons or new 3D printers. Right, let's get this big fella out of the packaging. I do like the flip-up hinged lid, that's nice. And wow, the whole interior has packing inside. Well protected indeed. Plus, come on, the hazard striping circuit style details. Dude, sci-fi AF. I do love me some hazard striping.
I'll allow it.
Okay, remove the resin vat temporary screws and add the ones with the knobs that are more finger friendly. Remove the protective films, plug it in. Lychee has stopped working on my computer, and after about a dozen attempts, their tech support still can't figure out why. And the somewhat opaque jitterbox settings were a contributing reason for trading up in the first place. But Elegoo have their own slicer that comes with this fellow. So, install Satellite. From the menu, choose the 16K printer and the 2.0 resin, drop in some STLs, slice them, put them on a thumb drive, and off we go. Filled the vat, hit print, it ran a self-diagnostic, and then started jiggling the vat and warming the goo.
Impressive. Very nice.
And the first print failed.
Oh man! Oh god! Oh man! Oh god! Oh man!
Have I got a dud? The ratings of this thing are mostly 5-star, but the 1-star ratings are from people who got a lemon and can't get it fixed. But you know why it failed? Well, because someone missed the protective film on the build plate. Feels like the RAF pilots from Armstrong and Miller should be calling me something right now.
Hey, wait, you massive gaylord.
Yep, I deserve that. So I pulled the film off and tried again, and the first batch of models came out brilliant. Awesome detail, and there was a definite flexibility that justified my investment. These things are going to take all the packing, unpacking, bouncing, moving, playing and painting I'm going to be chucking their way. But the next batch, I ran into a barrier. I got a warning that the resin vat was too full. The build plate hadn't raised, it just stopped. I was about to open the instruction manual and start looking how to raise it, but then I recalled I had a big fat syringe and so sucked out enough resin so that I could restart the print. All I got was the bases stuck on the resin vat, not even some supports. Tried again, same thing. Overfull resin vat. Sucked out a few syringefuls and squirted them back into the bottle, and the bases were stuck to it again. Now this was baffling because I wasn't even close to the max full line. So why isn't it printing? I'll let Stephen Toast express my current mood.
Well, he needs to take a chill pill.
You know what I mean? Isn't it? Isn't it? Isn't it? Isn't it? Isn't it? Isn't it? Standard.
Exactly. So is this thing broken or what? And after just one print that went fine? Also, from repeatedly getting the fouled items off the resin vat screen with the plastic scraper, it wasn't doing it any favours. I do like the two colders that have a rounded pouring spout to make it easier to tip out the resin though, although a print would be nicer. Then I realised what might be happening. When I get the resin warning, the printer has actually started the print, so that when it continues, it doesn't just pick up where it left off and maybe it just botches it. Then I noticed that the vat isn't actually level. When it is at idle, it's at an angle, meaning that if I fill out to even the point between minimum and maximum, there will be too much when it levels out. Okay, I filled to minimum and let's try again. Okay, come on, please work. Finally, a successful print.
Yes! Hell yeah! Hey, come on, baby! Come on! Yes! Come on!
And I spoke too soon because then I started getting this message.
VD. Why do I bloody lose everything always?
Right, I poured the resin through a sieve, nothing. I tried again, same warning. This thing is really starting to irk me. Then I saw the minor damage that the removal of the fouled prints from the resin vat had caused. Okay, maybe me being pissed off that my new printer was possibly duff made me a little more heavy-handed than I should have been. But could these dents now be causing it to register them as foreign objects? A replacement resin vat is quite reasonably costed, and it came with this cool lid for when it's not in use.
Low five.
Okay, new vat, screw it in, fill to the minimum line, and away we go. Yes! Awesome! Everything is now working great. 3D printer go brr! And the rest of the models all came out fine, were easy to magnetise, and nothing has been breaking off. Okay, the Saturn 16K. Me not noticing the film was still on was on me. I think the resin vat should have a minimum and maximum mark for where the thing is when it is at idle and at an angle, because I don't know if it's just me, but I pour the resin in when the vat is actually screwed down. I like the pourable corners, not sure if the overtly full thing was causing the fouls, but that was what got successful prints rolling again, even if it cost me a vat so early on into use. Overall, well happy with the results. Let's see how she holds up as I continue to print the rest of this army in 2.0. The really big stuff like this I'll do with 3.0, which is, it sounds like it's got a bit more durability. Okay, Saturn 16K, like it.